Well, as always, you can see Dustin has got he's got the war room ready for the draft tonight. As he's ready, as that is going to take place. And you mentioned that you've got a draft party to MC, everything going on tonight. We'll find out. A lot of mock drafts. Jalen Johnson, Franz Wagner. I know that's who. Dustin would like to see, but we'll find out because there's a lot of wheelings and dealings, mentions of a potential trade earlier. So all kinds of things go on, and it doesn't change right up to the time that ticket is punched.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many players that, I was fortunate enough a week ago to watch one of the draft workouts. Corey Kispert was there from Gonzaga, Duarte from Oregon. I think Cam Thomas from LSU was there. It was a really good workout. Zaire Williams from Stanford. So there are a lot of different ways you can go if you stay at 13. There are a number of teams that are trying to get into the lottery, get one of those top 13, 14 picks. I think the Knicks have picks number 19 and 21, and, they like some specific players. I think we all know when we follow the mock drafts, and I've done a lot more research recently than I have in the past. The top 6 or 7 pretty much seem like that's who's going to go. But from 8 to 20, it's a little bit of a crapshoot. And so, teams have to figure out who do they like, who do they think is the best fit. If you're the Pacers, there are some guys who are freshmen who are intriguing. And then you have some guys, Davion Mitchell out of Baylor, Kispert, guys, Duarte's 24 years old, guys that have a little bit more experience and bring a little bit more of a resume, and maybe they can help right away. So, there are just so many options that you can take, and we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out starting at 8 o'clock tonight.
It's so easy, to just say the Pacers want to grab the player that's best available. I mean, that's what everybody's trying to do in the NBA draft. But you've seen this team up close and personal, obviously. What, in your opinion, is an area they need to address with the draft, assuming they keep that 13th pick?
Well, I think one of the areas that, and we talked about it all last year, is you got to be more athletic, right? They probably don't have enough athletic wings. Somebody that they drafted in the second round last year was Cassius Stanley, who is probably one of their best athletes, but maybe a little bit raw as a basketball player. Edmund Sumner really came on as the year went on, and he was definitely one of the Pacers' best athletes. But when you look out on the wing, Jeremy Lamb's not a great athlete. Malcolm Brogdon's not a super athlete. I think they're good basketball players, but they're not very athletic. So do you try to go get somebody, who's more of an athlete, still is very skilled as a basketball player, but especially from the defensive end, are they athletic enough to guard some of the really good wings who are in the NBA?
The picks for tonight, the top 3 seem kind of solid with Cade Cunningham penciled in at number 1, Jalen Green number 2, Evan Mobley for the most part, everyone, and Suggs at 4. Those, and then at the number 5 spot, it starts to loosen up. Scotty Barnes, Jonathan Kuminga, Book Knight, Davion Mitchell, some names that kind of are in a group together, and that's when it starts to loosen up, and that's when you see potential trades, and you don't know how things are going to go from there.
Yeah, I mean, a guy that you also didn't mention that I think, Dustin, if I'm not mistaken, he sort of moved up in the draft, is Moses Moody out of Arkansas. And
he's listed like 8.
I would say a month or so ago, he was probably outside the lottery. He was probably 15 to 20. And I think through his workouts, he's really moved up. And, he played for a guy who had coached in the G League and in the NBA, and Eric Musselman. So a lot of people think his skill set, he's ready to come into the league and help a team. So it'll be interesting to see where a guy like Moses Moody falls, because I would have to believe if he would be available at 13, the Pacers would snap him up in a heartbeat.
And my question is when you talk about things changing, it doesn't matter whether it's the NFL, NBA, MLB draft, things are always kind of changing. And one of the things we've talked about, Chris, on this show multiple times is we really like the makeup of this team. We really like the pieces that they have. It's just a matter of them coming together. And we've talked about them needing a leader, maybe a veteran leader joining the team. I know you can't really answer this per se because everything's changing, but do you get the sense that the Pacers might look to move some pieces or trade that 13th pick in an attempt to get more experience, or do you think they're happy with where they're at and they're looking to add a younger piece?
Well, that's a great point, Dustin. I'll take you back a day, and I saw this on social media yesterday, and to me, this says a lot. A number of the Pacers are out in California working out together. In fact, 4 of the 5 starters, the only player that's a starter that's not there, it's because he's back home in Lithuania, is Domantas Sabonis. But Miles Turner, T.J. Warren, Karis LeVert, Malcolm Brogdon, Gogo Batadze, I think 3 or 4, Keelan Martin. They're out in California going through a little Pacers mini camp. That tells me that there is some leadership going on when you take it upon yourself to go out there. Now, I think some Pacer staff members have gone out there to help coordinate, but this was all done by the players. And I don't know who it is. It might be Brogdon, it might be Warren, but that shows some leadership. And that's where I think also the impact of Rick Carlisle. I think what the players have said is they are welcoming a coach of the ilk of Rick Carlisle to come help them take them to another level. And it's almost as if, hey, it's time for us, to put our 2 cents in. So I really found that, very comforting yesterday to see all of those guys out on their own, out working out together. I think that's a pretty good statement by these guys.